Hi, I'm Madison Pruitt. I've gone retired. Today we're going to put an OTR antenna on top of my Travato. This should improve the reception that I get on any cellular or hotspot connection that I have. This is the OTR antenna that I'm going to use to connect. It's a truck OTR. OTR, by the way, stands for on the road or over the road. It's a truck antenna. These are all the components. I've already opened it up, but these are the main components. The only thing that's a little messy or a little odd is that this is designed, the package is designed to fit on the window or on the mirror of a truck. So the connection comes with the truck. It's got a couple of extenders, and also it's got a spring there's the spring to mount it, so you can mount it at various heights. It doesn't come designed primarily for an RV, so I have to do a little bit of extra work to get it to actually hook onto an RV. I'll show you the extra components that I got. All of them available from a Home Depot or a Lowe's or any of your favorite local warehouses. And here's the extra stuff that you need to get. I got a T-brace, a 1/4-inch bolt. The bolt goes through these screws, and it's one of these type bolts with the squares on the end. That way it will fit just fine in the rack mount that we have on the Travato. A couple of washers, 1/4-inch washers. 1 3/4 3/8-inch washer, or 2 of them. And some extra tape. This tape is for the outside. It's a silver tape that's Reflectix tape. And some black tape that I'll use on the inside and also around the door sill. And some 1/4-inch self-locking nuts. And that's pretty much all it is. Now, the only thing that you have to do extra is on the T-brace. These two, this one here and this one here, are already a 1/4-inch. And they will go into the beam on the mount that the Travato has. And right here's where the actual antenna will be mounted. Now, this hole has to be enlarged. It's enlarged up to, it's enlarged to 3/8 of an inch. These are already 1/4-inch. So the T-bar will be hooked to the rack mount, and then the antenna will be hooked into this hole here. Now, we don't need all of the OTR kit. These are 2 extension rods, and you would use those if you mount it lower and you want to push the antenna higher. Since we're going to be on top of the crossbeam, I don't think we need an extra mount at all. Also, we don't need this right here. This is needed only if you're using the extension wires. We're not going to need that. Here's all we need. Here's the actual antenna. This is 2 parts. There's 2 parts. We're going to need the spring, and we're going to need this right here. The cable will be pushed through there, slide out through this extension right here. And this screw right here will actually be what we use to attach to the spring. Because this little kit comes with some locking glue, and so I think that should be okay. And I may be able to use these little screws to hold it in place also. We'll see that in just a second. But we'll start putting the kit together as much as we can inside the van, and then we'll attach it to the roof. Okay, I've gotten the antenna attached to the brace, and you can see all the pieces. I don't have it glued yet. I have the base antenna connected to a small extender which lets the cable come out, connected to a spring connected to the brace itself. And remember, this hole down here has been enlarged to 3/8 of an inch. These are all 1/4 inch. And the way it'll work is this will go up on the cross beams. So I'm going to disconnect the pieces and glue them down. They've got some glue right here that came with it to help hold the screws in place. They're sort of like locking screws, I guess. So anyway, I want to unscrew the pieces and then screw them back on. But I'll have some of the glue in there to hold it in place. And that's that. I got everything all glued with a little glue that they gave you. I didn't need all of it, but I used 3 of them. And the last thing to do is to attach this to the beam on the roof. But I'm going to let the glue dry a little bit first. For the rest of this, for the next part, I need to get the 1/4 inch bolts that have the square top. I don't know if you can see it or not, but the top of these have a square. That's needed to hold it in place, well, in the rack, in the cross mount rack. And I need 2 of the self-locking nuts. Now this little thing, which was in this packet, is kind of important too, because what it is a female to female connector for the type of cable that you've got. And you may need this depending upon how you connect to your device. So this is a good thing to have. It's a good thing to keep based on the type of device that you have. So be aware of that. I decided I didn't need to have the 3/8 inch bolts, and there were some other pieces that I didn't really need. So these are the next 2 things I need, and I'm going to go on the roof and get those, these in place for the last little part. To do the rack, the roof rack, it's best if you have you need a Phillips head screwdriver, and it's best if it's a ratchet type screwdriver. One of the things that's really nice about the Travato K, this is a 59K, is that you can move the ladder to the side and mount it on the rail itself. I'm going to put the antenna either on that front one or that one right there. I can't decide whether I'm going to put it on that one or that rail. This one might be a little better because it'll be a little closer to the door, and I'm going to be moving the cable through the door to the inside. I'm not going to drill a hole. Well, this may be a little windy. I'm sorry about that. I'm thinking I'll mount it right about here. This is the antenna for the television, but I think I'll mount it here, wrap it around the cabling, and then down this way. I think that's what I'll do. Anyway, I'll take this one off, disconnect this one, slide the nuts in, and bring the rest of it up here and mount it. It'll be going back this way, or I may have it go this way. I don't know. Anyway, let's get to work. To unscrew this is where it gets a little dicey. You have to unscrew right about here. Just unscrew this. Oops, going the wrong way. And you just unscrew this one. And unscrew this one. And eventually you get it so you can get it just a little off. See, you can get a screw, you can get the bolt through there now. So let's get the bolt in, both of the bolts, and then we'll do the rest of it. Here goes the other one. I end up putting a regular screw in place to hold the bolt up. And then I put the self-locking screw on top of that to hold it in place. Now I'll do this last one. Here's a self-locking screw. And then I'll wrap the cable downstairs and see how it works. I'm going to try to use this with an old sleek Weboost that I had. Actually, at that time it was Wilson Electronics. Same company, they just changed their name to Weboost marketing ploy. But anyway, I'm going to try to connect it to this. This is where the female to female connector will come in handy, because this uses a female connector, and from the antenna also uses a female connector. So got to use female connector, and we'll give this a shot and see how this works. I don't know if this will work, because this is really designed for the type of amplifier that broadcasts the signal, as opposed to using a sleek connector. But I have a sleek connector, and I just want to try it out and see. Obviously, I can't show you how it did on the phone itself, because I can't take pictures of the phone while I'm testing it. But I did go from a 1 bar to a 3 bar. So that's good. It's better than I had before, because before, whenever I just tried it using the old connect antenna, which is, oh gosh, it's one of these little things, that I didn't get very much boost at all. And there it is up on top. We'll see how that works.